Why most men do not like women in engineering roles. And I'm going to preface this by saying I'm not going to agree with any of the things that this man has to say. I am a recently retired from a 40-year engineering career in aerospace. Please don't hate on me. These are factual, real world examples of why most men, okay, speak for most men, avoid slash shun women in the field. One, most women are angry about something most of the time. Who wants to be around work with people like that? No, they're not. Okay, next one. Most men are leery slash downright afraid of being accused. The accusation is enough to derail a career, so most men avoid women in the field. Nope, I'm not really worried about being accused either. Accused of what? What kind of inappropriate things do you think that you do around women? Okay. Most women are not willing to learn or accept how projects or methods or systems are typically run or performed. Many are too ready to push a theory or a method they learned in a book or somewhere else and view the pushback as being caused by their gender or inexperience. They have no respect for the rules written in blood. In many cases, someone died to prove why things are done a certain way. You know what? Okay, so Mr. I only want the status quo. It's okay for people to ask questions. Okay, this guy sucks. Okay, next one. Women generally blame someone or something else for their failure. Many times it's just your own hubris slash inexperience that causes the failure. In this vein, women are many times promoted beyond their skill sets to positions of authority they are not prepared for. There's a reason that most leadership roles were assigned to those with at least 20 to 30 years of experience. Sounds like this person got promoted over by a much more qualified woman and he's bitter. Sounds like he spent 40 years of his career. He says 40-year engineering career in aerospace. Okay. Next one. Many women do not want to do the hard, nasty work required to gain the experience to be an effective engineer. What nasty work is required to gain the experience to be an effective engineer? New grads used to be cycled through the shop floor for at least 36 to 48 months before they got into it close to an engineering role. This yields book smart engineers who have little or no direct knowledge of the products or systems they're working on. Well, you know what? Some companies still have rotation programs and put people in the shop, but what? It just depends on the company you work for. All right, next one. I have worked with some excellent women in engineering back in the day. They worked hard and knew their shit. When some guy was rude to them, they were rude right back. Only the weak ones were into HR. Okay, man, it's about knowing your audience. You can banter with people. I banter with people all the time. I banter with men. I banter with women. I'm just not a weirdo that's just disrespectful to women. You know, if you respected people and you bantered with them, then they wouldn't run to HR. They'd understand that you're bantering with them. But these people know that you're a self-entitled prick, and that's why they run to HR to point out the fact that you have a habit of misogynistic behaviors. All right. Lastly, women have little or no respect to those who came before them, men or women. They think that they're the first one to have a thought or to have invented the technology. Okay, give us an example. Many of these things that are thought to be new are not. Engineering is a skill that requires many, many years of continuous effort and passion for lifelong learning. If you think it's 9 to 5 job, you're in the wrong field. And apparently, men are the only people that can have respect for the people that came before them. This is just your anecdotal opinion, you ancient person that I'm so glad that you're not in the industry anymore. All right, edit. I see I hit the raw nerve. Not my intent. I know most men in the field do not share these opinions while working. One key item I missed, but the comments reinforced is women think their feelings matter more than facts. The refrain that he made me feel X is a common complaint to HR that can get a man fired. I've never heard a man complain about their feelings or blame someone else for their feelings. Well, you know what, man? Just because you're not capable of telling people how they make you feel, it's if it is perfectly reasonable for a person to feel the way they feel about something that you do. That's perfectly reasonable, and it's perfectly reasonable for them to tell people about it. Because if they told people what you did and then tell them how that made them feel, if you can't receive that feedback, hey, this is what you said, and this is how you made me feel, and then grow as a person, then you are the problem. You are the problem. And if you can't get that through your skull, then you are a misogynist and you are not capable of relating to other people and you need to evaluate yourself. So, oh my goodness, I don't even know why I brought this one onto the podcast. This is just frustrating. It's absolutely frustrating. And he posted this in r/women engineers because he just really wanted a reaction. I mean, why else do you post this other than just a reaction? All right, top comment. Great. Always love to see a crappy old man leave the industry. Wow, you really went out of your way to join a woman subreddit and then thought people would be receptive to your whiny put downs? Refreshing to see another idiot leave the field to make way for new engineers. Yuck. If anything, the woman engineers I know put far more effort and consideration. They often have to in an attempt to be taken seriously. Exactly. Thick skins, emotionally intelligent, rational instead of devolving into shouting contests. They tend to focus on the problem/outcome, not finger pointing. I have worked with so many wonderful women engineers. Some of the best engineers I've worked with are women engineers. They tend to be far more adept at the subtle art of working with or around difficult people like you, uh, diverting the river instead of damming it, instead of butting heads. I'm definitely generalizing here, but not every woman in engineering matches that description. All groups have a distribution, but I've noticed this trend is anecdotally more common in comparison to my male colleagues. Yeah, I'm glad you retired, man. That's my experience too. I've had a mate. I'm so glad that I've had the managers I've had, and I've had a lot of women managers, and they've been awesome. And to generalize about an entire gender like that, it's just and also to generalize that men think you just think that men think the way you think. Dumb, 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 dumb. 40-year career. At least you are able to figure out how to use Reddit. But my gosh, that just frustrates me. Can't believe that people like that existed in the industry. Well, there'll be less of them now.
I'm miscommunicating. I just made a pilot, then they threw me on the stations. Nah, I'm not complaining. Nah, I'm not complaining. My thoughts get complicated. I cannot explain in lameness. Never losing focus because I ain't chasing payments. Still playing in the basement while I'm working on arrangements. They heard the kid in 50 countries. Thank God that's amazing. But I'd rather thank Spotify. They put me on the stage.